All right. So today is day one of the mentorship program. All right. So we are going to be starting with understanding candlesticks. What are candlesticks, and then understanding what time frame is. All right. That's we need to really understand all that before we can move forward. Now, before we get into this whole thing, right? I always like to show us what is really possible. Like what is really possible. What are we expecting to learn from to get at the end of this whole training, right? Like I said, today is day one of the mentorship, so I'm going to talk about that a bit because candlestick and then time frame are not a very broad topic, so we won't be spending too much time today in today's meeting. So let's talk about the dairy platform. What is really possible? Again, um, of course, there are so many ways. This is where we're actually going to be getting to eventually. But of course, we're going to be starting with understanding the chart and understanding how this whole thing works first before we can now apply what we're learning here into apply what you learn here into the derivative platform here. And again, like I said, as you can see, my account balance here is 1,300 $1,300, and I was able to build this $1,300 with $20, right? With $20. Again, let me show you from my reports. I started with that $20 on a separate account, but then when I got to $100, I had to put it in this account because this account is verified, all right? Because I knew I would be able to build the account to something really uh, high. And as you can see, we started just few days ago. Today is 19th, all right? And I've not even placed any trade today at all. So today is 19th. So I started on the 14th of, as you can see, um, I started on the 14th of June. All right, that is a few days ago. That was like 6 days ago. I started, as you can see, 14th of June. All right, and as you can see, this was my first trade. Right, this was my first trade. All this one I just trade. I was checking out something, as you can see. This was actually my first trade here, 14th of June. I started with $26. I deposited $100, right? I used $26. I won the trade. I used $26. I lost the trade. Right. Then I now switched to this strategy that I'm now using, which I'm going to be showing you guys everything. And I started with my equity or my balance now reduced back to $81, around $81. Let's say $80. And I used $80 and I was able to make this. And then like that. And as you can see, from here, it has all been profit. As you can see, 16, 24, 23, 26. 29, 35, 3, 1, 8, 38, $43 profit, 19, 59, 71, 79, 89, 111, 128, 140, 172, 204, 199, and now 238. Now, let me show you guys something. I've actually made withdrawals on this account. Again, let me show you. Let's go to our statement right here. Let's go to, remember I deposited, let's say I started with $100. Let's ignore the $20 deposit. Let's say I started with $100. Let me go to my withdrawals. As you can see, I started my withdrawals from that same 14th of June, as you can see. So let's calculate this together. So I withdrew here $20. On the 15th, I withdrew $20. On the 16th, I withdrew $32. Hold on. $32. And then on the 17th, I withdrew another $32. And then on the 18th, that was yesterday, I withdrew $295. And then on the 19th, I withdrew, that is today, I withdrew $139. $139. Total of $538. Plus this, that is $1,800. I have made $1,800 from a deposit. From a deposit of $100. So let's say approximately $1,700 profit, almost $2,000. And I started again with $20. With $20. Now, $20 in Nigerian naira is approximately 32,000. So I used 32,000 to make, let's say 1,800 times 600. That's 32,000 to make 2.8 million. I've just showed you exactly how I'm doing. I just showed you my report right now, right? So I used 32,000 in few days, and I turned that into 2.8 million. And that is exactly what you are going to be learning. Now, again, don't it's not as easy as it seems and all that. I am a professional. I know exactly what I'm looking for, what I'm doing. Of course, I'm going to be teaching you that. All right. And that's what we're going to be that's what I'm going to be showing you in the VIP group. But then in the VVIP group, we are going to be trading together. I'm going to be giving you signals. All right. Again, in the VVIP group, I just need 10 people in there. Right? Just 10 people in the VVIP group is what I need. Okay. Just 10 people in the VVIP group is what I need. And then we have like 3 people in there already. I just need 7 people more to join the VVIP group. And then we are in the VVIP group. That is where we're going to be trading together. But then in the VIP group, we are going to be, after we have learned all this, I'm going to be showing you how to implement that into the Derek platform. Of course, I'm going to be showing you how to do that. But then in the VVIP group, that is where we are going to be trading together, right? Hold on. So that's where we're going to be trading together. So let's get started. Again, I said I'm going to be talking today about candlesticks. Now, I want to explain first. Please mute your mic, please. If you're not talking, please mute your mic. Mute your mic if you're not saying anything, please. Please mute your mic, please. So again, we are talking about candlesticks. I want to talk about first trading from beginning, from Genesis, right? From Genesis. I'm going to have to mute some people here. All right. So what is candlestick? Now, once you open any chart, forex trading, crypto trading, and all that, you are going to see all these things that looks like a candle. Of course, there are different ways. Now, candlesticks are like they tells us or they help us to be able to analyze or able to be they help us to be able to predict the markets. They are like a tool. They are basically movement of the market. They are basically how the market, how this is volatility 25 index. The candlesticks help or tells us how this volatility 25 index is moving, right? How it's moving, right? And then as you can see, the reason it's called candlesticks is because they look like a candle, as you can see. They look like a candle here. Looks like a candle all through. And then if you notice, there are 2 kinds of color on the candlesticks. Now, again, it is not just the candlestick you can actually use to predict the markets. You can use bars here, as you can see. You can use bars. You can use hollow candles. You can use there are a lot like that. You can use lines like this. You can use there's so many you can use, as you can see. But the most popular and the most common are the candlesticks. That's why we're going to be using what? The candlesticks. All right. So, sorry. So candlesticks are the most popular and the most common. And that's why we're using candlesticks. So now let's continue. If you notice, there are 2 colors there are mainly 2 kind of colors on candlesticks. As you can see, we have the red and the green. Now, the red tells us when the market has moved, right? Down, right? The red signifies the market has moved what? The market has moved from, hold on. All right, the red signifies that the market has moved downward, as you can see. So it means the market has moved from here to here. That's what this means, right? That's what the red means. So if you see a green candle, it means that the market has moved from here and ended here. So the red candle signifies a downward movement and the green candle signifies an upward movement, all right? So let me show you something. So if I'm to see this, as you can see, this candle here moves like this, This one move like this, 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 move like this. And that's just how this simply is. Right? That's how this is simply the movement. All right. And then now one thing you would notice is this candle has a tail here, a wick here, right? It has something, we call this a wick here, this line here, we call it a wick. Now, what that simply means is, let me show you properly. What that simply means is this market started here, right? It started here. Hold on. It started here at this point, and then at a point, it came down to this level, right? It came down to this level, and then they moved back up. So when it came down to this level, it was a red candle. It became a red candle, and then it moved back up. It moved back up like this, and then became a green candle, and then moved up to this level, right? It became a full green candle to this level, but then it came back down to this level, and then it ended here. So it starts here. All right, let me get all this off. So what this simply means is this candlestick starts here. It got here, but all actually ended here. That's what this means. It actually ended here. All right, that's what that means. Now, for this next one too, what that next one means is it started here, got here. When it got here, it was a red candle. It became a red candle when it got here because it moved to the downside. And then it went back and got to this peak. And then later stopped and ended here. That's what this simply means. All right, that's what that simply means. Now, for the red candle here, it means it started here, move up to this level and become a green candle to this level, and then went down to this level, but then it ended here. And this one started here, got up to this level, because it was a little green, then came back down to this level, and then it ended here. And this one started here, came down to this level, move up to this level, came back down, and it ended here. And this one started here, went up a little to this level, came down to this level, and it ended here. That's what this simply means. That's what this simply means. So that is candlesticks for you. That is candlesticks for you. All right, that is candlesticks for you. Candlesticks for you. All right. So now let's quickly talk about time frame. Guys, are you still following me, please? Can you still hear me clearly, please, and see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that is candlesticks for you. That is how the movement of the candlestick works. Now look at this one here. Let me quickly explain this one before I move on. It means that this one ended here. This one started here, got to this top, came back down to this level, and then ended here. That's what that means. That's what this means. All right. So you should be able to understand how a candlestick moved when you open the chart and you see a candlestick. You should be able to understand that. So that is that on candlestick. Now let's talk about time frame. Let's talk about time frame because that is very important. We're going to be using time frame a lot, and there is a very important topic. So I want you to listen attentively here because time frame is very, very important. Now, what is time frame? If you look up here, you will see that we have 24H. This 24H means, as you can see, it means 24 hours. We have 4H, it means 4 hours. We have 1H, it means 1 hour. We have 15M, it means 15 minutes. We have 5M, it means 5 minutes. And we have 1M, it means 1 minute. So now we are currently at the 24H, it means 24 hours. So what this means is, whenever you see that we are on the 24 hours, it means that each of this candle represents 24 hours. So this candle here, this one is the one for today. This one is for yesterday, day before yesterday, like that. Each of this candle represents one day. All right. So when you are going to see another candle, it's tomorrow, right? 24 hours. This candle is for today, the whole of today, right? The whole of today. So when you are going to see another candle, right, it's tomorrow. Another one is going to start forming tomorrow. That's what this simply means. So if I go down to the 4 hours, now look at that. It means each of these candles represent 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours. right? Remember, on the 24 hours is just one candle. Now look at this. Let me show you. Let me quickly explain something. On the 24 hours, this one started here. No, this one started here, came a bit down to this level, went up to this level, came back down, and is currently here, right? It's currently here. So, but then it's just one candle on the 24 hours. But if you go to the 4 hours, it is not just one candle, right? Hold on. It is not just one candle. It is this still same this candle, but it is divided into hours, into 4 hours. This same candle is divided into 4 hours. So that's what it is. So let me just use something like an indicator. So mark this. So it's let me just use this as an indicator. So we'll be able to track it on the 4 hours, right? So that is where that's gotten to that level. And then it has gotten to this level. All right, so let's now go to the 4 hours. So we'll be able to watch and monitor that candle. As you can see, right? It started here, it has gotten to that level, and it came back down to this level. It's currently here. But then on the 24 hours, it is just one candle. But then on the 4 hours, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's currently 6 candles, right? So that is exactly what this means, right? 24 hours is just one candle. Like each candle represents one day. 4 hours, each candle represents 4 hours. If I go to the 1 hour, it means each candle represents 1 hour. So each candle is 1 hour candles. As you can see, look at this. You see, but on the 24 hours, it's just one candle. But look at what is happening here, right? We are seeing everything that's really going on here. We are seeing everything happening, going on here, all right? So let's go to the 15 minutes. Each candle represents 15 minutes. Each candle represents 15 minutes, like that. 15 minutes, like that. Each candle represents 15 minutes. Then we go to the 5 minutes. Each candle represents 5 minutes. As you can see, you see exactly what is really happening. Each candle represents 5 minutes, and 1 minute, each candle represents 1 minute. And that's how this works. All right, as you can see, each candle here represents 1 minute. That's how candlesticks time frame works. And then we're going to be bringing all this knowledge into one. We're going to be turning it into one and then using them together to make a real strategy. Right, that is it. So we just really need to understand the concept of time frame and then candlestick. And that is what I just explained. This is not complicated at all. It is not complicated at all. You just really need to understand how it works. All right. So tomorrow, again, I'm still going to be going live later by tonight, maybe by midnight. And then, of course, we're going to have a lot of people more in the group. And then I'm going to be uploading this on YouTube so they can watch and then so they can watch and be on the same track with us, because tomorrow we are going to be getting started with market structure. And that is exactly where we want to go to, because that is the foundation of everything we're going to be doing. Market structure is the foundation of everything that we're going to be doing. And then we'll then be a step closer to understanding how to be able to do this, So again, this is just very amazing. And then this is what we're going to be doing together, all right, in the VVIP group. So those that are interested in joining the VVIP group, it is $60 to join. As you can see, just this, right? Let me just ignore me starting with $20 stock. Let's say, okay, for this account, I started with $100, right? I started with $100 and then I've turned that $100 to $1,800, right? So profit of $1,700 in few days, in 6 days, as you can see, this is where I started, 14th of June, as you can see. 14th of June was when I started. All right, 14th of June was when I started here. 26, 26, and 80, right? So, and then as you can see, it has all been green all through, right? Profit, profit, profit all through, no loss at all. Profit all through, and that is exactly what this whole group, this whole section is about. And then the VIP group is I'm going to be showing you how to trade this, how to do this with proper management. But then in the VVIP group, we are going to be for those that are just joining, let me just quickly show. As you can see, I've currently made a withdrawal of what? $580, $500 and something withdrawal. This is 500. If you calculate all these, $500 and something withdrawal I have made on this account that I deposited with what? $100. So a total profit of $800 and something from $100 deposit. So this is a real thing. This is not. This is a real thing that actually can change your life. It can do a lot of things. It can change your life. All right. So it's just something to is worth paying attention to, right? It is worth paying attention to. So that is that on that. Um, so I'm going to be giving room for question now. If you have any question, please. Now is the time you can ask question. Does anyone have any question?
Please, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, we want to know when you start teaching us your trust strategy, please.
You want to know
When we'll start learning the strategies to trade.
like I said, you need to first understand. Uh, we have already started today because I will be able, I want to explain everything from beginning. So we won't have anyone that is lost. Maybe you're not like, how are we doing this? How are we getting this? How are we arriving at this? That is why
Mm.
I've already started. So we need to understand market structure. Of course, I use market structure uh, plus some other things to arrive at a precise and accurate fit. Right? That's what we've already started. By tomorrow, we're going to start market structure itself. Right? So we're going to start introduction to market structure, and then we're going to be looking at uh, um, break of structure, change of character. Then we're going to be looking at other block, fair value gap, liquidity, and those are basically the things that we need to understand before we can
Mm.
um, say we can say that okay, we are going to be making consistent profit with it. So those are just basically the things that we need to understand. Those are the things that, and then when we understand that, and we're going to be implementing that into what we learned here, we're going to be bringing it into here, putting it together to so we can then understand the strategy that we're going to be using for this one. And then uh, I'm also going to be showing you a proper money management to do that. But then while we're at that, when we've gotten to that level, in the VVIP group, we are then going to be uh, trading together. We are then going to be, um, trading together and trying to, and then we're, so the minimum you can come in with, you can deposit in your account. Of course, you're going to deposit in your account. The minimum you can deposit is $50. And then the $50, we are going to start with $10 because I want everyone to have at least 5 chances. It's a risky way of trading. Of course, the profit is crazy, but then it's also risky. So we're going to be having 5 chances. So if you want to start with $20, you have to deposit $100. Then we're going to be having 5 chances. So let's say something happened. Of course, if I drop signal, not everyone will be able to take it properly. Sometimes maybe someone made a mistake or something. Something will shall happen, right? I've done this before, so I'm talking from experience. So we have chance to come again and try again and all that too. We are able to. But before we do it 3 times, right? We'll probably get everything perfect. You would have understood how to take the signal, how to do everything, then we'll um, be able to do everything properly and make better trades and all. So that is that and that, guys. So we are going to be stopping today's mentorship here. Again, I have other meetings. I'm trying to round up with all other meetings that I'm going to be having. So I'm going to be having time for us and for this properly. All right. So for those that are interested in joining either the mentorship or the VIP or the VVIP group, send me a DM. Again, if I'm interested in joining the VVIP group, I just want 10 people in there. Right. Once I get to 10, I'm not taking in any more persons. Right. Because I want people I'll be able to monitor. I want people I'll be able to talk to. I cannot be trying to monitor more than 10 people at a time. So that is that and that, guys. Uh, any questions, any more questions should go to uh, the WhatsApp group, and I'll do well to answer it. I think it's time for